Hey guys, welcome
Welcome
back
back to
to
Still Not Over It.
We're still
Today,
not over it.
we're still not over it. Today, Shelby's going to tell me about Sierra Burgess Is a Loser. I
Burgess, dude, you've
is
seen this movie, Burgess. We
I
literally
always want to
watched
say
it
Burris.
together.
Sorry, I have a learning disability. Burgess. I
That's
do.
crazy.
Burgess is a loser. I was telling my mom about it, and she was like, "Who's a loser? Who are you calling a loser?" And I was like, "It's the name of a movie." And she's like, "Okay." I was
Mom is so funny for that. My
Who's a
mom is like that
loser?
too. She wants to know the tea. She's like, is this a person that you went to school with?
She's like,
And
who?
they've
Who's a loser?
who are we
I'm
talking about?
listening.
Tell me who's done worse than you in the game of life? And there are the receipts to prove this,
For
you
me,
say?
very few. Very few.
I think it makes my mom feel better as well to be like,
At least she's not pregnant. And if you
period.
are pregnant listening to this,
On purpose.
we love you.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right, should we get into it?
let's get into it. So because it's a movie and not a series, I don't want to say that. So typically you wouldn't say that there's like a fandom. However, I do want to say that as our listeners know, our many, many listeners know, there is something,
All 1.2 million of you.
Spotify has emailed me saying that we're in the top 5% of podcasts already, which I think is just,
And
phenomenal.
you're probably wondering how. You've never even posted. Well, listen, in
My
the
mom is very active.
in the ether. My mom's very active at Spotify.
My mom's very active on the files in my computer that haven't been posted yet. Anyway,
Anyways,
um, so Sierra Burgess has, this fan base coming from all these Netflix stars who kind of already exist in their orbit. Netflix, and all the major studios, I feel like do
Netflix
this.
loves to recycle an actor. They love to. They're like, we're gonna milk you for all you're worth.
They said that's our prized cow. Once you're branded, once you've got that deal, they just kind of keep. So Noah Centineo is just such a prime example of that. He made his big splash replacing Jake T. Austin on the Fosters. Everybody was like, "Who's that handsome tall boy?" And the rest is history.
They're like, yeah, he grew 7 inches between seasons. It happens. Late
We
puberty.
like that. Yeah, they were like they sent him to wrestling camp to manage
Speaking of
his
fan
ADHD.
Speaking of fan culture, Jake T. Austin
Jake T.
is married to a fan, I'm pretty sure. Or it
They're either,
was
yeah, you're so
they're
right. They're
either
either very
married or they
seriously
were in a
dating
very yeah. I don't know
or
if they're
they're
still
basically
together.
engaged. Yeah, that was
And
such a
she's a
cool. It was
fan.
they like I think she had like I don't know if it was a she either was tweeting about him or she had like
A
a
fan account or
fan
something.
Twitter. Yeah, she was like dedicated to getting his attention for, you know, not like a
And it
long
worked.
time, but like, a period of time. And he was like, that's, you know what,
See if you're persistent enough, they'll give it. No, I'm just kidding.
that's, you know what, some people are really flattered by that. I also
It's
here's, I
either
really,
marriage or a restraining order.
no,
And
exactly. I love
roll
when a
the die,
pop star is like, when they hear a person they're talking to is a fan of their music, and so they're like dropped. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's so me. I would be like, sorry, you like my music? Don't know what to
I
me again.
always wonder about that. Like if you're like a really famous singer, like you're like a Billie Eilish and you're like making new friends and they're
I listen to your
halfway
stuff.
through hang out, they're like huge fan, by the way. Like it's like,
But
oh.
like, what do you do if like halfway through or like three hangouts in, they're like, yeah, like not that you asked, but I thought your album was trash. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it would be so much. Yes, it'd be weird to hang out with super fans if they were like, oh, don't throw out that napkin. I need that napkin. But also, it'd be way worse to hang out with like haters that were
I
like,
also can't imagine like hanging out with someone and then like you go home and you like
okay,
follow
what do
them
you
on
do?
you follow them on sorry. And then you go home and you follow them on Instagram. Imagine as a celebrity and you see that they've like DM'd you.
Right?
I'd be so
It's
scared.
like, sorry, what? Like, what do I say?
I
Like, I
couldn't
used
like
to.
pretend to not have been a fan with it anyway because I one thing about me is I'm gonna like an Instagram post. They're like, oh, you've never heard of me? Why'd you like my post from September 8th, 2027,
Wasn't
2017?
me.
I got botted. Like, it was a bot.
I got botted.
That
That's
was
actually
AI.
clock it. That's gonna be everywhere soon. I got botted.
That was a bot, you know? That
That's
wasn't me. That was a
so.
bot. Sorry, wasn't me.
You know what? I have
I
such
wouldn't do
NPC
that.
behavior. That's like anybody would be like, yeah, that actually like that makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah. I believe it. If someone was like, no,
Mm.
that wasn't me, that was a bot, I'd be like, happens. It happens to
It
people.
happens. It happens. Oh my gosh, it happens all the time. All the time.
Identity theft is real. So
100%. Everybody keep your eyes peeled. For what? I'm not actually
one
sure.
eye open when I'm sleeping.
Ooh. Who
One
sings that?
eye. I think it's sung by anyone in particular. I think it's like a meme.
It's so good.
The one eye.
Is that like Jimmy
Okay.
Buffett?
Sorry, back to
Sierra Burgess. So I think people were really watching it because it came out in between Riverdale seasons. So the lead actress
She was also on
has
Stranger Things season 1, right?
yes, yeah. She was on Stranger Things and had a
What was her
recurring
name?
role.
She's really famous.
It's
Recurring role is
Sharon.
generous. She's in like the first 2
Sharon.
episodes. She dies.
No. She's recurring. She gets like a
What's her name?
bigger.
Like Patty?
No,
Jan?
you're doing her so
Barb!
dirty.
Barb! It's Barb.
So the actress, yep, it's Sharon Purser, if I'm not mistaken. And you're doing her so dirty. I now need to know her Riverdale.
It's Barb. No, I'm talking about her on Stranger Things. Barb.
On Stranger Things. I actually have never seen Stranger Things.
Okay, so she dies early on in Stranger Things. I'm not wrong about that.
Okay, spoiler.
It's like episode 2. If you haven't seen episode 2 of Stranger Things by now,
I've actually only seen season 1, episode 1. I love when people are like,
she might have died.
"Oh my god!"
She honestly might have
spoiler.
died / gone missing on the first episode.
For like Glee, and it's like, okay, guys, that was 2009. Like, I can't protect you anymore. It's 2025.
No, someone got mad at me for spoiling Lost. I was like, come on. It's been
Please.
like last episode aired like 20 years ago.
I love getting people into the OC, but then like occasionally people will get upset when I spoil something that happens to Marissa Cooper, one of the main characters, and it's like, I'm so sorry. The OC aired in like 2004, 2005. Like, yeah, it's kind of a vintage show or whatever, but like,
these spoilers don't make the show bad. You can still watch the show. Like,
oh, this show's still phenomenal. Like, they're scared to make shows as good as the OC today. You know what I mean? Like the plot twists, the addiction. You know what I mean? The eeny, meeny, miny, mo of it all. Anyways, we're so off topic. The OC is phenomenal. I would say that Sierra Burgess, I keep wanting to call her Shannon Purser now, came in with maybe their own separate fandoms, and then they kind of converged. I remember there was a lot of hype surrounding this movie before it came out, and then it wasn't necessarily met with the warmest response.
No, I think people were like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
People were like, what the fuck did I just watch? Because it was sold as a rom-com. We were like,
which is
rom-com.
crazy. It's one of the most like, this is dramatic. I will say I was gonna say it's one of the most
self-aware.
I was gonna say it's one of the most toxic movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's not true.
It's not worthy of that title. That's crazy. But I will say that like so much is wrong with it that like, I mean like should we go into the plot of it for people who haven't seen it? Like a quick
if
overview?
anyone hasn't seen it, like the very premise, like it's marketed. It's marketed as part of like 3 rom-coms that Noah Centineo does almost at the same time, like right in between For All the Boys.
He was working.
He
said bus, another bus, plane,
To All
club.
the Boys.
He was working. He was booked.
Yes. So there's this movie. There's another one about a dating app for, kind of the lost boys in college that's separate. But again, that's also a rom-com about, Noah Centineo, the heartbreaker bad boy on campus. So again, another rom-com, this movie, and then a third movie.
He kind
They
of plays
basically,
the I guess besides that bad guy, he like kind of plays like the nice guy, if you
yes.
will.
And then another one where he's the good guy, like a handsome jock who gets his like heart
Jock with a heart of
crushed.
gold.
Yep, exactly, which is typically more his like golden retriever type thing. So in this one, we're like expecting that from Noah Centineo. That's like more his thing, which honestly is for the most part what he does in the movie. However,
He doesn't give much in the movie. Like he's kind of like a object of their projections, I'd say. He's just like some guy. Like you don't really like get to know anything about him except for what he volunteers with the deaf.
mm-hmm,
But besides that, you don't get to know him at all. It's not about
mm-hmm,
him.
mm-mm. Like it literally could be any man. Like there's the part
Any
where
dude. They could have blurred his face and it would have worked. Like just some guy, you know?
yeah, there's the part where the girls. So if you guys don't know, it's a catfishing movie. Um, Popular girl, less popular girl, popular boy. Popular girl and boy are both. Well, I shouldn't say both single. Popular boy is single. Popular girl is in something complicated. So she gives Noah Centineo's character her phone number, but it's not really her phone number. Um, it's the less popular girl's number.
Sierra Burgess Is.
Why does she have her number again?
Because she had put up like this sign because she's trying to like raise money for something. She needs money for something.
For
So she's,
college or something?
I don't know. So she's tutoring. So she put up
Yeah.
her number to like
We saw
tutor.
this movie like 4 days ago for reference.
And then the mean girl, the hot mean girl, as there is, the hot mean bitch, takes off like her like the numbers off the wall and rips off Sierra's number, has it in her pocket. Boy, the object of the desires, the boy, the monolith boy,
Boy.
goes up to Hawk Girl and is like, I want your number. And she's like, watch this, guys. Gives him Sierra Burris's number. They start texting. He thinks
Literally says, watch this. And
I'm
then,
like pretty sure that's what, yeah. Like, watch this, guys.
and
he
then
doesn't
slides
he doesn't
him this
question
number.
he doesn't
And he's
question
like,
why she has it
yes.
printed out. Oh yeah, I keep my number printed out on this piece of paper in my pocket. It's what all hot people do.
Which is set in like, 2021.
Right. Gives it
Like,
to
why
him.
wouldn't you
He doesn't question it, but that checks out because he's not giving anything. So
he's not concerned. He's like, did you see the
he's like,
girl that just slid me her number?
so he
I
starts
have no
texting that number.
follow-ups.
And Sierra, that number belongs to Sierra. So they start texting. She eventually figures
But do you
out.
know what? Like all hot people do, Sierra doesn't know who just texted her hey. So what does Noah Centineo do? He sends hey because he's making this like puffy monkey cheek face and flexing, and like I know that's what the casting director told him to do, which is like
They
make
were like,
yourself
the
look
preteen's gonna love.
non-threatening,
They're like, the preteen's gonna
handsome,
eat this up. And I'm
shave,
sure they did. I'm sure that we were a little bit
try to
out
look
of it.
like you're 17
Yeah.
instead of in your 20s. I mean, he looked very handsome. He just like, isn't
just
in
some
his
again,
cool.
just some dude. Just
Yeah,
some dude.
exactly. Yep. Just like
Can't-
any guy on a sports team.
couldn't emphasize him as a person less.
Yep. But it's
some
like you don't
dude.
text someone and go, hey, and then send like a super cringe selfie of you going like, it was just like very
It's
unrealistic.
me, remember?
Especially if you have like a big crush on the pop. Yeah, it was absolutely wild. Another thing
never
I
gonna work
really
for him.
deeply enjoyed was, so there's this other thing that they try to get away with is like, oh, body positivity is like a big, or not even they don't even start there with positivity. They start with like, we have this the beautiful girl and the less popular girl who is dealing with her self-esteem issues. And so immediately Noah Centineo's character is like, oh, your voice sounds different over the phone. Like it's different than how it sounds in person. Like fatter. And she goes like, are you trying to tell me my voice is fat? Which is what he said. And he goes, no, like fuller. And like this is not something that's said once and dropped. This is a recurring
Also, like,
compliment.
what a weird thing. As a big bitch myself, I don't think you can tell that I'm a big bitch from my voice. I think
At
unless you're like a Fat Albert type beat man, I don't think you can
And even
tell.
that I feel is intentional because you like choose to allow
Honestly,
allow
if
the volume to fill.
even if Fat Albert lost weight, he would still have a deep voice.
I feel that he
For
could
example,
choose.
Adele has lost weight and her voice sounds exactly the same because I'm pretty sure voices don't fluctuate. I mean, I guess opera singers, but I mean, I feel like
But you can't guess that. If you played like some voices sound rich and full and some sound like brittle and like that has nothing to do with your actual size. Like it depends on how much control you
I
have
get
over
mistaken
your
as a child at
voice.
least once a month on the phone. So there's
Right.
just no way.
No, at
Anyways,
all.
that was
It's
like a weird, like, I guess they were like, well,
that was a choice.
that was a weird choice. And I also feel like they're like, we need to make it seem like he's a little suspicious.
And
So
also a little stupid. Like we need to show that he's not great with girls.
yeah. So she's like, I'm sick. So he's been talking on the phone. At this point, Sierra knows that he thinks that it's the hot girl.
Oh yeah,
Um,
there's a point in time when he says like he confesses like his like crush or whatever and then he sends like 3 messages in a row and because she doesn't text back like that, he says like,
I guess I'll
"Come
kill
on,
myself.
Veronica." Yeah, no, exactly. Where it's like, "How could
Sorry.
you leave me hanging, you bitch, Veronica?" But like uses the girl's name. And Shannon goes, "Oh," like you know what I mean? Like it's very like, "OMG, he thinks I'm Veronica."
She's
Which
like,
is awesome.
oh, this makes sense now.
Mhm.
So the catfish continues. They team up because it seems as though, like we saw in the Victorias, as we saw in is it the Veronicas? What the
Heather's not me nodding when like the Victorias, and
I was like, it
I'm
feels
like, is
wrong.
she trying to say the Victorian area? That's
No,
what I
so
thought.
as the Victoria,
I was like, she's so right there.
it was like with in the Tudor era. No, okay, listen. It's like in the Heathers where like the popular girls really just misunderstood and needs a dear friend. So you get to know the popular girl because she's like there's like a weird like and I have to say this as someone who majored in philosophy, there's a weird philosophy subplot
Everyone do
of
a shot.
Sierra like teaching. That is so mean. Um that is so mean. Um and it will come up again. It's gonna come up. I'm gonna bring it up subtly every episode. So
No, you should.
that'll be a through line. Take a shot every time.
Everyone should keep a glass handy.
Um
And
so
you should
like
be proud of yourself.
I gotta get something out of that degree. Okay, because it's not like it's something one can use. All I can do is
It's
talk
a
about
badge of
having
honor,
it.
okay?
Best I can do is talk about having it. Like
And you know what? And you can clean up in trivia.
period.
Period.
They talk about so Sierra begins tutoring this girl in philosophy because she needs good grades so she can stay on the cheer squad because all her mom cares about is the cheer squad. So the hot girl and Sierra, sorry Sierra, team up and they start getting to know each other. And then the hot girl agrees to help Sierra catfish this man. This is where things get manipulative and toxic because it's one thing. I mean, it was toxic from the start of Hot Girl. I don't know her name. I'm sorry to dehumanize her like this.
It could be Veronica.
It could be.
Hold on.
The
I'm gonna check
cheerleader,
while she's explaining. Hold on.
the cheerleader, sort of just like in exchange for like these tutoring sessions, like just agrees to help her out with catfishing. So they'll like FaceTime boy and girl, and like Sierra will be doing the talking, and like they'll be FaceTiming back and forth, and so he's like seeing this girl on FaceTime, doesn't realize that she's catfishing him and that the one that he's been talking to every night is actually Sierra. That's weird. Gets even weirder. They go on a movie date. Sierra's like in the back. They kiss. This is what like all of it's toxic, but this I thought was like super problematic. Like
Her name is Veronica.
not to be like crazy. So he thinks he's kissing Veronica after the movies. Makes him close his eyes. Sierra Burgess tumble rolls out from under his fucking car or some shit, kisses him, and then it's like close your eyes and like hides, and she's the hot girl standing there again. So like they like, I'm like I'm sure I feel like if this are two dudes doing this, everyone would be like, is that not sexual assault? Like a little bit, like
No, if it's like it's
bizarre. So
palpable
they
how
tag team
like
this. They literally tag team this man when like the one he's actually forming like a actual connection with is Sierra, and then the Veronica is like the front facing, like one sending the pictures, one FaceTiming.
but
Um.
either way, it's like that's not who he thinks he's kissing, so it's wrong. You know what I mean? It's not like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, but that's the personality. Oh, but that's the one he's. I don't care about any of that. It's like if you know what I mean? Like that's just like no, like that was just like in very poor taste. I wouldn't even say that it aged poorly. I think it was like poorly
Oh, it
received
was.
at the
It was
time.
poorly received when it came out. It was jarring. I remember everyone being like, "What the fuck? Like what?"
Everybody was like, that's because it's I when I was looking for her name, I saw the name of the other movie. I remember hashtag swiped is the one where Noah Centineo is kind of like the bad boy. The other movie he's in is The Perfect Date. That's the one where his heart gets like stomped on and he's like the
Is
one
that
with
with
the
Maya
duck.
Mitchell?
No, that's the one with
AJ
he is in
Appa.
he's in yet another one, but that one's not from Netflix. The Perfect Date is the one with Veronica Lodge, what's her name? Camila Mendez.
Oh yeah,
Gosh,
another
so
someone.
he
She's another one's 29.
2019, 2018, 19, and the beginning of 2020 was just absolutely
He was booked. I hope he saved his money because that was the most he had will ever work. That was
well,
crazy.
it's I you know
Like, does he even act? I haven't seen him in anything in what like years.
in years. So it's with respect to his personal life and everything that's going on, I actually think he went on. If anybody wants to know the name of the podcast, because I want to
I
say
didn't know that he was going through something. So
no, I know I totally know that he went on.
I imagine that meteoric rise to fame was absolutely insane because he went from like no one had heard from him from being like the like teen like what's the term heartthrob
Heartthrob.
of like the year for like 3 years straight.
Well, also, not for nothing, a lot of people don't know this, but he comes from like a family of that type of thing. Like his father, was a producer. He produced
Oh, he's
Legends
a
of
nepo baby.
Oz. Mm-hmm. A lot of people
No,
don't know that. His dad,
industry
Gregory.
plant. I knew it.
Industry plant. No, I'm totally kidding. It was Chicks in the Office. So on Chicks in the Office, he talks a lot about his struggles with sobriety. So he currently is totally
Oh,
sober. But he had like a dark period of time where he was in or on Chicks in the Office. He talks about, I think the direct quote is like, I never injected anything, so that's good. But pretty much anything and everything else he said that he had tried, I don't want to uh overreach and misquote him, but I think he's talking about, and he does say, Molly, marijuana, alcohol. He says he's all completely sober now, but I'm sure you do remember, most people remember, 2018, 19, he was, really, really, those were his peak heartthrob years. He was so handsome.
he was
Is so
in.
handsome.
I didn't
But
realize he's. Oh, he's in the recruit. I forgot about the recruit. Okay,
the
yeah,
recruit was
he's been working.
just he
One
was
thing about
just
net
the recruit
one.
was just canceled.
Yeah, but one thing about Netflix is I'm sure they'll find something else for him. They keep him booked.
Always, always, always.
Booked.
But he just came out on the red carpet, and every time that happens and an actor looks drastically different, I know those articles have to just be,
Mm-hmm.
imagine you're going through all this. It probably feels crazy when everyone's like, what happened to you? You look terrible. And it's like, okay, I'm a person with feelings who's going through something, and maybe that just wasn't a good life. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
that is difficult. And he seems like a nice young man, so hopefully it turns around for him. However,
Wish that king all the best.
yes,
He's a cutie
absolutely.
pie.
Yes, everyone who works with him says he's very kind in
Oh,
yes. But
he's one of those people that's not really acting. You know, playing different versions of themselves. He
mhm.
is nice in all of his roles. I'll give him that.
Yes, but I don't see a whole lot of like deep diving
No,
depth.
I don't know anything. Like again, all of his characters. No offense.
No offense, seems like a lovely human being.
Yeah,
But he excels in his
trademark of playing
lane.
just some guy. A regular
Yes.
dude, a regular Joe.
A regular handsome guy, but if you want him to like deliver like a soulful monologue, there's not like too much behind those brown eyes.
That's
Handsome brown
fine.
eyes.
That's
All
fine.
all you
Okay.
need to do is get lost in them,
No, if
honey.
I look like that, please.
Easy.
I'd be like, what personality? Who needs it?
I'd be like,
Personalities.
sorry,
You
did
know,
you
you know what personalities are for? Ugly bitches. I don't need any.
short hose?
Yeah, like please.
Not me.
I'm
Sorry, did you
6.
see my naturally curly hair?
He's like, listen, you hit 6'1", personality irrelevant. Okay,
Pass.
done. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah. Also, when under special skills, I would put no one has ever passed on me in Smash or Pass. I bet that's for Noah Centineo. Never been passed.
Never been.
Never.
Men,
Never.
women,
Never will.
non-binary people, grandmas, grandpas, no one's passing. Bow. Okay.
Bow, bow, bow. Puff, puff, pass.
Not to objectify this man.
He's also a gentleman and a scholar, and I've heard he reads a lot of books. His
He was
ideal.
an executive producer on The Recruit. I just saw.
Yeah.
On his
Oh,
Wikipedia
yeah. I remember reading something that his ideal first date, or he went on a first date with a partner at the time, and they'd swap books on a hotel rooftop.
All
And so,
right.
in addition to being quite handsome,
He's not like other girls either. Okay.
he's not like the other girls.
He's not. No, don't think that just because he's 6 whatever that he doesn't read. Okay. I know
He's got
most men over
stuff
6'1"
going
are
on.
illiterate, but not him.
Not
Not him.
He's got stuff going on upstairs.
You hit 6'1", they're like, close the books. No need to read anymore. Reading is for short people.
They're closer to the books, obviously.
But then what
Avo.
happens? Then just
Um,
fast forward. I'm gonna say it right now.
Oh,
The most
God.
unrealistic part about this movie is that they end up together. Because I'd be goddamned if I ended up with someone who fucking catfished me. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how interesting you are. Why would I ever want to be with someone who our relationship started from you catfishing me?
It's kind of like, well, I guess it's a great would you rather end up with your stalker or your catfisher?
It's like, are they not almost the same thing?
Is it, well, your
Is it
stalker?
Stockholm syndrome?
Your stalker is at least upfront about it. You know what I mean? Your stalker is like,
At least your stalker's like, hey, like
here I am
outside your window,
house,
like pick
it's
me.
me again, But your catfish is like,
God.
I'm someone else. You know what I mean? Like that was I didn't
Remind
do
us
that.
about My Sweet Bobby. We will be circling back to that because we're still not over it. Okay. But yeah,
I
so
think about that.
anyways,
I haven't talked to any of my cousins since. Like I'm punishing them.
what's your grandma's name before we continue?
No, period.
I will
I'm
say,
like, can you put my uncle on the phone? Trust but verify.
yeah, what's your mom's maiden name before we
No,
proceed?
exactly. What's my mom's maiden name before you?
I
Great
will
question.
say the climax of this. First of all, Shelby's supposed to be telling me about this movie.
First of all, my name's Hot Mom. Fuck.
Mama's supposed to be telling me about this movie.
Anyway, Hot Mama is telling you about the movie.
And so the big climax happens at his football game because he's on the football team, as one is. He goes. Do you want to explain it? Because it's fucking crazy. So the whole movie the whole movie gives fever dream. It's like it gives like those reoccurring dreams where you're like you're in sleep paralysis and you're back in high school and you're like, I swear that I know how to read. Why am I back in high school? I have a college degree. Like, do you ever read those dreams? Okay, let you continue. Let me shut up.
Well, no, I do because I'm often, back.
You can tell whoever wrote this hadn't been in high school in a good minute.
Because they have no concept of how the adults interact.
No,
with
this person went to high school in the 80s, saw one episode of Catfish, and was like, I got it.
Be so good, right?
Yeah.
So I guess you also need to know that Veronica had like a crappy boyfriend before Noah Centineo, who was like, yeah, we can just like hook up or whatever. And so Spencer is his name. So he's gone. He comes back. They go to a party. the loser, Sierra, has like one friend. She's like a bad friend to him as soon as she gets attention from the popular girl. She like ditches him.
The friend who is,
Sierra,
by the way, the most compelling, interesting, and funny character in the whole movie.
like Sierra treats him like trash. He's literally been there for her, like doesn't care that she's a loser, doesn't care. Like she also doesn't tell him about any of what's going on. Like lies to him when he tries to be like, "Hey girl, it seems like you're acting super weird and we've been friends for a long time." All this stuff. So anyway, they go to school the next day. She texts him and says like, "Oh, I'm going home. I can't hang out. There's a party." Um, so he goes home. He doesn't go to the party. At this party, Spencer shows up and whisks Veronica away, so she's not able to hang out with Sierra at the party anymore. Um, Sierra drunk gets super drunk at the party. They pick her up for the other students for a keg stand, which is crazy because
She
like
did great.
she
Honestly,
did
the
great.
most interesting thing she does the whole movie.
Yeah, in a skirt too, which is you know, and her friends, Veronica's popular friends, are like, "What are you doing with Sierra Burgess? She's a loser." And CM made this really just super astute. Like you can tell that Veronica has no juice as the alpha because if she did, she would put that beta bitch in her place and be like, I decide who's a loser and who's
Yeah,
not.
be like, first of all, same with in the Heathers too. It's like, is if you're the top bitch in your friend group, you can bring home literally a fucking Teletubby and be like, this is my friend. You're gonna question it. You're gonna
Period.
question me. Fuck you.
See what
So
happens.
that's why I questioned her alpha status just a little bit when her friends were like, why are you hanging out with her? She's a loser. She should have been like, and what are you without me, bitch? Okay, kick
Should have pushed them in
rocks.
the goddamn pool.
Pick rocks, losers. That's what I would have said if I was her.
I would have said you can sit and spin. Unfortunately, she didn't. She thinks about it. She's like, wow, I wonder if that's really worth my super cool status. And so Spencer comes along and is like, your friend can probably handle herself for a few minutes.
And like the bad friend she is in any movie like this, she leaves her.
Yeah.
One thing a mean bitch is gonna do is leave you at the fucking party. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Hits you for a boy
number
in
one
her
rule.
DNA.
Number one rule of being a one-dimensional character in a movie is you're gonna leave your friends behind.
Don't grow.
Don't grow. Don't grow. Leave her for a man. Leave her for a man.
Bros before hoes.
Okay. So you can
So
continue.
Karma has her kiss for Veronica. Spencer is gone immediately. So while she's being confronted, Sierra Burgess, by her longtime friend for like lying about where she was last night, Veronica runs up in the hallway and is like in tears. Oh my God, Spencer broke up with me. I think his name is
Over
Dan, her
text.
longtime friend. Yeah,
Over text.
dumps her over text. Is like, yeah, I don't know why you thought that'd be anything different. Um, so she tells Dan like, "Oh, not now. My friend needs me," which is like super shitty. And then there's never any other reckon. Like that's the last time we even see Dan until
Maybe it was
the
cut
end
out of the
shot.
final cut because this. If
That's
I was the
absolutely
dude,
true.
I would have dropped her.
That's true. Act like scenes like that get cut all the time, and so there could have been a reconciliation that we just didn't see. But honestly, there were other scenes that I think it was like maybe an hour 45, so maybe they were trying to keep it under, but
Yeah,
it didn't work for me. Him being like, "Oh, we all need to be in this group hug." I've never seen you talk to Veronica before, ever,
they're
and
all
so
friends now. Oh, we
yeah,
didn't finish the conclusion.
no,
So
no,
it's
no, yes, exactly. So it's homecoming.
we know before that the football game is when everything's revealed and he realizes who Sierra is. The
So
big reveal.
he has a little brother, and his little brother is deaf. And
Another problem. Another problem. This movie did not give a fuck about
this movie
how
was like
they were like,
I
let's make
misunderstood this part when we were watching it, CM. I like asked him to clarify, and they did, and I was like, no, I think you're wrong about that. So Noah Centineo is volunteering with his brother this like random day. Like, not only is Sierra a catfish, she's also a stalker. They're like she's driving somewhere with Dan. Because like she's catfishing him, like they're texting, she knows that he's volunteering on this day with his brother. And so she like stops the car with Dan and is like, "Oh my God, like we're also volunteering here on this day right now." However, she's like she like hits Dan and goes, "Oh, you need to tell him I'm deaf." And I was like, "No, no, she
Because she
said."
can't talk because she didn't want him to recognize her voice. Because
But
they've
I
been
was like,
chatting on
"No,
the phone.
she didn't say that. Like she can't pretend to be deaf. Like that's so short-sighted. Like that can't be like her plan." No, that was absolutely the plan.
The
So
writers of this movie were like, how do we make sure this movie doesn't go down well with anyone? That's it, every demographic.
not that it's like, is that ableist or is it just
They're like,
very
wait, we haven't
stupid?
offended the deaf community yet. Put
Do they feel
that in. Put
represented?
that in. Write that in. Write that down. Write that
Put
down.
that down. Incredible. So now that that's been set up, they're all at this football game. Veronica's cheering. The girls were fine, but she sees this kiss between them. So Veronica's so upset about Spencer. Noah Centineo's just getting off the bus. There's this bad flirting. They kiss. Shannon sees it. She's like, "Oh, that
Shannon.
girl's not my
Sierra.
friend." Sierra sees it and goes, "Oh, that girl's not really my friend. What the fuck?
The girl's like, I was just covering for you. I was literally, what was I supposed to do? It's like,
He
sorry,
kissed
no.
me."
Was she
Like,
supposed to be like, sorry, I can't kiss you because I've been catfishing you this whole time? So instead, she played her part. Okay, she played her part. God forbid a bitch commits to the bit.
period.
Anyways, arrest her.
God. So he has to be there because it's honest, the outfits go crazy. He's there in uniform on the field. Veronica's there cheering, cheer captain, and Sierra shows up late as hell, head to toe band uniform, plays the flute. So she
Remember,
gets there.
remember, he thinks she's a deaf girl.
She's
Flautist.
she's deaf, but also he apparently doesn't notice that she doesn't go to the school. That she does go to school. He's never seen her before. Her friend
They go to
Dan,
different
right?
schools.
They go to different schools. Right behind her, in the band, and then some blonde kid that you've never seen before is right next to her. So as the game is progressing and like tears are happening and eye contact is going on between Veronica, Sierra's just like boiling mad about this, just can't stand it. And like they're both starting to cheer for this boy as he plays football. And so she like hits the boy next to her and goes, "I need you to scream his name like as loudly as you can." And he goes, "What?" And Dan's like, "Don't do it. Like, don't do it for her. Like, don't get involved in this mess. Like, you don't want to be part of it." And the blonde kid has the most like high school. It's the best acting in the movie. He has the most like shit eating. He asks not one question. He goes, "Yeah, I'll do that." Doesn't need to know why she can't do it herself, why like Dan behind them doesn't want this to happen, doesn't give a fuck about any of that. Is just continually so the third time Noah Centineo on the field turns around and Sierra Burgess stands up and is like, and it's like,
Waving because she's deaf. She can't talk.
and so
Crazy, crazy that they went with that.
crazy, the most embarrassed
So
cheerleader on the
she has
ground is kind of
she
like,
has no she cannot like no sense of like how things will play out. Like what terrible planning.
it's like, even if you could get over the catfishing, like, you have a deaf little brother. You lied to me about being deaf.
Yeah, it's like imagine being with someone who you met who is like pretending to be have the same disability as your sibling. You're like, yeah,
Like,
this will
imagine
work.
it was a different disability. You know what I mean? Like, not that being deaf is anything to sneeze at, but it's
No, it's absolutely fucking crazy that she did that.
just, it's
She
so
like, can we just take
callous
a
and
moment to
she's
say
so
like
flippant about it.
she is easily one of the least likable characters I've ever come across, and like
100%. And
she
honestly, it's
she has
so
zero
clear.
redeeming qualities.
It's so
Zero.
clear that she doesn't think it's that big of a deal. She's like,
Yeah.
and what about it? You know
You
what I
catfish
mean?
a guy one time, you sexually assault a guy one time, you pretend to be deaf one time, and everyone wants to fucking cancel you. You can't be happy.
Period.
Like,
And she's
crazy.
mad at them. Like, she's mad at the boys. She's mad at Veronica. She's like, God, everyone's doing this to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if I want to go to college now. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, so
Wants
yeah,
to go
the
to
football
Stanford,
game
by the way.
happens. Homecoming is still happening. She puts on like maybe the first good outfit of the whole movie for her and decides that she's going to stay home in her outfit. So she puts on this super cute flower dress
Maybe she should
and
have stayed home. That bitch can't go anywhere without lying.
Not one place. Like
No. Mm-mm.
her parents, I'm so sorry. Her parents did a bad job. Like
Her like one cool fun fact is that her dad's famous. They never say for what. Maybe a poet or something. They never really get into it.
at
Like,
all.
he's
So it's
just
like
famous.
whoever did, like, I know a lot of scenes are on the cutting room floor, and it's like, I just want to know why you kept the ones you kept. Because they just like you know what I did appreciate though is that it was like he didn't seem to Noah didn't seem to understand like, oh, that's a man's voice. So he's like, oh, okay, cool. After the game, the girls have it out. They're like, what the fuck? No, you what the fuck?
Because she's still mad
Um
at her for kissing him. Even though she
Veronica
was just doing her job. She was just
no,
doing her.
Veronica like legit was like,
She
okay,
was
but it was
simply playing her part. Okay.
she's like, you contracted me to do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What? I'm just fulfilling my fucking contracted work.
And she's like,
We
no, you contracted me.
like, no, we had a verbal agreement, bitch, that I was the physical manifestation of you. So what was I supposed to fucking do when this dude tries to kiss me? Say no? Don't you think that would be a dead giveaway of your fucking story? Crazy.
No, period. So they're both kind of like, no, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. And then Noah Centineo was like,
Wait a damn minute. Wait
what
a
y'all
damn.
hoes doing out here? You know? And he's like, that fat voice. And he goes, that voice. It's so that full. He does say that voice. It's so familiar. The full voice. He keeps calling it the full voice, and it's like
Wait, is this before or after her like ex-boyfriend is put on the teleprompter?
after. But I think I forgot about that.
So as a sidebar, they like it culminates with like
I forgot about this.
the hot girl being outed for having a boyfriend and being broken up over text. So they're
I
at the
forgot
football
about this.
game. We can just
This is so important. You're so right, Sam. So Veronica, what causes this to happen? Veronica sees their kiss. Some other kid, this is also really funny because like, yeah, some other kid runs up to like basically this the part where like the scoreboard's kept and goes like, the toilets are flooding. The teacher gets up and runs away. Um Veronica was in her car earlier and was like, please tell me you're not that stupid, you bitch, and is on clearly Veronica's Instagram and typing in her password and goes, Spence. And then it works. So even though Instagram would not allow you to have such a short password with no numbers, we're supposed to believe that in a fit of rage, she hacked it, read the DMs, because the only person Veronica told that she got dumped via Instagram DM
was Sierra.
was Sierra. So Sierra takes screenshots of it and like hatefully puts it on her phone and gives it to this guy who like is such an asshole that he's like, yeah, I'll humiliate Veronica. Like
So
that,
yeah, I
you know what I
love
mean?
public. Yeah, but public humiliation is one of my things. Like, absolutely, I'm gonna
It's
put
way
that.
better than the football game.
Absolutely, I'm gonna embarrass this bitch I don't know.
Head
Absolutely,
cheerleader done.
I can be peer pressured into anything. Just ask twice, you know.
Yeah, I don't mind that I'll probably be given detention, maybe expelled for this.
All in a day's work.
Sure. And I guess the scoreboard is also somehow compatible with his
iPhone
iPhone.
5Ss.
Yeah, and like it turns from like these predetermined blocks that are like red and white to like a complete TV screen that plays. You know what I mean? It's like
They green
perfect.
screen cut that shit.
It was perfect. So then everyone, the
No
other
technical
team,
difficulties. No technical difficulties. Went out
seamless,
without a
no
hitch.
changing like the HDMI,
No,
like
nothing. No.
nothing like that.
He
It
mirrored that shit
instantly.
right onto the teleprompter.
So the school's clearly like, you know, a pioneer, maybe even a magnet school, frankly, for like technology and STEM. So if nothing else, the kids are learning. Um, it does halt the game. It's distracting. Veronica's like, what the fuck? I didn't tell anyone else about
Like,
that.
and then he sees the guy who's been catfished this whole time sees that the girl that he thinks that he's like has a thing with has been with this dude this whole time who just dumped her over DM or text or something.
And guess what
And
position Noah Centineo plays in football? Mr. Dreamy.
you see the quarterback?
Yeah.
The
So
only football position in this type of film is quarterback. Imagine they're like, oh yeah, no, he's a fucking running back. They'd be like, what is that? Like there's
yeah. What if they were like, yeah, he's the wide receiver? They'd be like,
what the fuck?
ew, that's not my dream, man.
Yeah,
What?
that's also a funny thing about
God.
like teen dramas is like the dude's never the fucking linebacker. It's
No.
never the fucking we don't know football.
He's
So
never in the if he's on the baseball team, it's never like the outfielder. It's always like, oh yeah,
it's
my man's
never the fucking
pitcher.
third. God forbid it's the third baseman. Okay.
God
Like,
forbid you're in love with a third baseman. Like
it's always what the pitcher. Okay.
always the pitcher, the catcher. Like it's like one of the really flashy positions, but the other positions are still really important. Anyway,
He's always team captain.
he loses the
Always.
ball immediately, and now the whole school's gonna lose, which doesn't really matter. But
Because,
the
like,
teacher comes back, they take out the phone.
He sees this, he's devastated. The girls start fighting. And the wind picked up. Okay? So the girls start fighting, and while they're fighting, he hears the voice that's got a little bass in it. Okay?
Yeah.
All about that bass.
A little something.
He hears that all about that bass, no treble, whatever the fuck, however it goes. He hears that plus size voice, and he's like, wait a damn minute. This is the voice that I've been falling asleep to every night, but that somehow doesn't match he's dumb as fuck. First of all, it takes him a while.
He said the math ain't mathing.
He's like, I just didn't question you having a completely different voice. Or making me close my eyes at one time. Anyways, she's outed by her voice. He puts two and two together, and he gets the ick for both of them, as he should. If only this ick lasted longer, but he's fully icked out, as one would be if this happened to you. Okay, he's icked out. He's like, fuck both of you weird bitches, get out of here. That should have been end scene. Done. That should have been the end of the fucking movie. Okay?
100%.
It's not. Of course it's not.
Nope.
Continue.
Nope. It should have been the end of the movie. He tells both of them, like, stay away from me. And it's like, yeah. So the girls are kind of like, oh, you know, they both go home.
The girls are fighting.
The girlies are fighting. You can kind of tell Veronica's like hoping they're gonna work it out on the remix. Sierra Burgess is like, you know what I mean? Like she's kind of like
she has any right to whatever.
She kind of feels like, you know what I mean? She kind of feels wronged, which is crazy because this is all her fault.
She has wronged everyone.
Absolutely.
She's outed that girl at the football game. It's not that bitch's fault she's hot. Okay, stop punishing her. Yeah, she's fucking a little bit evil. At all. But God forbid a bitch has hobbies.
At all. And also they show you like a little bit about the hot girl's home life, and you see that like her parents kind of value like the wrong stuff.
Her dad's not in the picture, I don't think.
At all. Yeah. And so
then like her mom is obsessed with her being a cheerleader. That's the only thing she cares about. Even though she's kind of a little bit good at philosophy.
Yeah, she's kind of smart, you know what I mean? And her mom like doesn't care, you know?
Yeah, so she has
it's like sad. So but she like also, you know, you find out that she stood up to her friends, like for Sierra. Like she
grows way more than Sierra.
Way more.
She starts out really mean, and by the end she's kind of nice. And Sierra starts out a loser and ends a fucking loser.
Right. And also she like feels bad about what happened. So she
if she wasn't a loser before, she's a loser now for manipulating that dude.
Okay,
that's all I'm gonna say.
It's honestly, if anything, Sierra's loserdom is almost contagious, if anything.
It's a self-fulfilling. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Her being like, I'm such a loser. I've never. Yeah.
Honestly, it's like she's a loser for the way that she treats people. Like she's a loser for being like
for dumping her friend, for catfishing this dude,
who was cool as fuck, by the way, the whole time,
kissing this man without his like
his knowledge.
What's it? And without his informed consent. So like, yeah. So, anyways,
and it's also like I feel like they never even explained. Like I understand she wanted to like be cool, be popular, hang out with Veronica. But in the end, it's clear that Veronica has no problem with Dan. And Dan is cooler than Sierra. Why not just tell him to come to the party as well? He makes you more normal. I feel like she's excluding her friend for no reason at all.
She sucks. No offense, she sucks. You know
No,
what?
exactly.
You know what?
Like,
I
she
hate to
saw a
say it.
chance to advance her own status, and it's like, Dan is not the one dragging your status
You know
down.
what? She is a fucking loser. Like, and
Exactly.
loser
And
is
it's
as
not
loser
her clothes.
does.
It's
It's
her,
not how she
it's
looks. It's not her social status in the school. It's the fact that she's a manipulative
like
bitch.
she's ugly on the inside. Like, that's the
Like,
issue. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
And it's
that's the whole
never
thing.
addressed. It's never addressed. The movie could have taken it. I mean, I guess the movie's like, oh, well, she fell into it. Like, that girl gave him her number. It's like she
Okay,
had so many chances to come clean.
to
And
immediately be
instead
like,
of
oh,
that, she just
haha,
digs
wrong
that hole.
number.
She digs that hole deeper and deeper, pretends to be deaf, fake kisses this dude, like digs herself.
Immediately, like, she didn't just happen to get these screenshots from this account. She hacks her good friend's account, her new good friend's account,
No
to
clue how
take
to be a
these
good friend.
humiliating messages, and then makes another student, encourages another student to broadcast them during a football game, which her whole school then loses. You know what I mean? Like,
Crazy.
she doesn't think for a second about how her consequences might impact like anybody else. So anyway,
And guess what? Do you think she learns? Do you think she
no,
learns,
not at all.
or do you think she gets a happily ever after?
I bet she learns.
Spoiler alert! And
So
easily
first,
the
Veronica
least
goes
real
to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the least realistic part of this movie, like I said before, is the fact that she ends up with this dude, which is crazy to me.
Well, first, Veronica. This is what I think is the least realistic part. Is that Veronica? Because if Veronica, the hot popular girl,
He would have
hadn't
ended
gone
up in
over
real
there.
life. He would have ended up with her.
Exactly. So first, Veronica goes over there in like a nice, dark, like sleek dress and her like expensive Jeep to be like, hey, I'm really sorry. They don't show you the whole scene, but they just show you like her arriving in his driveway out in the night of the dance. And then it cuts to like Noah Centineo getting dressed. And then he like sighs, and you see him get out of his car in the driveway of fucking Sierra's house. And he's like, what you did was so messed up. Like, really wrong.
Like, really, like I could sue you. It was
But that's like,
crazy.
that's all. And then she starts cutting him off, like, I know it was really bad, but, and then like says a sentence, he says a sentence, and they kiss. And it's like, I see you let yourself off the hook there. Like, it's like
It's batshit fucking
it's a
crazy.
bad apology.
I was wondering if anyone's ever actually ended up with the person that they who catfished them, and it's like you would hope not, because like the whole relationship is built off a huge lie. But
Imagine
this
being
movie
like, well,
was
this isn't that bad.
this movie was like, but her heart is so good, which we have no evidence of. We have
Right.
no evidence.
No, exactly.
But they're like, her heart's good in the right place, and so therefore she gets the guy at the end. What a not that anyone watches Netflix for the message, but if you're like an impressionable, chubby 17-year-old girl, as I was, well, I'm like, it's kind of skinny then, but anyway,
You're like, no, it's hot.
but like, think about being like a chubby 17-year-old. I'll say it now. Think about being like a chubby bitch now, watching that and being like, well, maybe I can catfish a dude and he'll fall for my personality, and then he won't care that I'm not who I say I am.
It'll work.
It'll work. Like, it's crazy to me.
Okay, imagine being hot and being like, okay, maybe I could be nice to this chubby bitch. No, because look you give a mouse a cookie. No, so basically this is just not good for relations on all sides.
On one side it was terrible for the plus size community, right?
Terrible representation.
They're like, oh yeah, the chubby girl in your class is gonna fucking catfish.
That's not
stalk you, okay? And then on the other hand, it's like, well, maybe if you catfish boys, they'll like you, and you'll end up with the hot guy.
No, literally, it's like,
because in reality, what would have happened is they would have been outed. He would have been pissed at both of them. He would have forgiven the hot one. They would have ended up together, been like, yeah, that bitch is fucking crazy. I can't believe I did that. I was manipulated into free tutoring, okay? I wanted to learn.
100%. 100%.
The fact that he forgave her pretending to be disabled, forgave her like sexually assaulting him, and was like, let's be together, is crazy. One of the craziest movie endings ever. Like, the villain,
that's one of those things
she
where it's
is the villain of this story and she wins. it works
100%.
out for her.
Well, only for a couple of weeks or months, because like as soon as, and in the end, there's like, words. Oh, Jamie is his name, because there's words at the end. Um, it says like Jamie and Sierra stayed close and dated. And
Yeah,
it's
they make
like,
long distance work because they're good over the phone. It's like good
and it's
over the
like,
phone.
no, they
She's
didn't.
fucking manipulating. Yeah.
Only
Also,
because
no,
they
they
all have
didn't.
terrible
Also,
parents. Like as soon as Jamie tells two people the story of how he met his girlfriend, they're gonna be like, you need to break up with her yesterday. You need like an order of protection against this girl. You know what I mean? Like that's not like a story that he's either gonna need to lie about the way that they met forever, or yeah, no. Mm-mm.
crazy stuff. Anyways, so end of the story, it all comes to a head, and watch the movie because it will surprise you.
You're like, let's make a more concise ending. Watch the movie.
I know the ladies love me. Okay, yeah, well, that was the end of it. It was crazy.
Sierra Burgess
The only
is a
thing she did
loser.
right was like self-actualize as a fucking loser. I enjoyed the experience of watching it though, because it's not every day that like you get such an incomplete, full of flawed, easy to hate character, and she was that. So
Yeah, usually you get a more complicated character. Movies don't
in the
like,
Heathers, the characters are far more like complicated and interesting.
yeah, movies like this often don't make it to air, so they
Netflix
usually
had
end up.
Netflix was in a surplus this year to let that shit get made. Also, who was supervising it? Who okayed
No
this?
one.
No one. No.
They said, Noah, what do you want to do? And he said,
They're like, just make sure that boy's on the screen. We don't care what happens.
they said, we want to see girls fight over boys.
Yeah. Well, I'm still not over it.
I'm still not over it.